Shalom, giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, and double honor to the apostles, elders, and brothers on Dung, a great millstone. Salutations to the whole field. This is your brother, Ra'ai Banyamian, here to share another lesson. This one, I might call it the craftiness of the wicked. And the premise of this lesson, where I get the inspiration of this lesson is, when you watch some of the movies or the cartoons that Esau is putting out, he put a lot of his tactics and stuff on how he go about getting people to accept certain changes on his agenda. He's a good chess player, right? He think several moves ahead, right? And if you don't have the spirit of the Lord on you, he will have you out there. He will catch you. You know what I'm saying? So he put a lot of his craftiness in his movies. Namely, the one I was watching not long ago was in the Star Wars movie. Now, any of you that is familiar with that, the wicked in that show, they wanted to get into a war with the Jedi people or whatever. And what they had done, they had the Jedi people create an army, which the wicked infiltrated the mind of that clone army at a very early stage in production, right? That they could manipulate and turn against the Jedi at some particular point. And the Jedi, they did not realize that until they were betrayed, until it was too late. They realized that the enemy had created an army for them, right? And what made the army trust into the Jedi is that they fought many battles for them and they won. So the clone army was very useful for the agenda of the Jedi, right? But the wicked, they took mass losses, even though they knew that down the road, due to their patience and whatever, they knew that down the road at some point in time, after all those losses, they're gonna have a trumping victory, because they have a system or a code that could overtake the minds of the clones, rendering them useless to the to the Jedi people. So in like manner, Esau is coming up with this MOTB. As you all see, he's making it useful, for it to open car doors, set alarms and stuff like that. You'll be able to get in and out of your apartment or your house, be able to get food out of food machines. You know what I mean? So he is instilling a lot of applications that this device could be used for the convenience, right? For people, you know what I mean? But therein, in that convenience, lies craftiness and destruction. You know what I mean? So I just wanna share this this few precepts and stuff really quick, and close it out. All right. So like I said, this is Jeremiah 14:14. It says, "Then the Most High said unto me, the prophets prophesy lies in my name. I send them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision, a divination, a thing of naught, and a deceit of their heart." Right. So in the show, the prophets would, would be considered the elder Jedi, right? But they didn't see, the spell or the trickery that the forces of darkness had over them, where they couldn't see that that there was a, like a web of deceit, and lies and manipulation and stuff going on. So in these times, as the MOTB is taking place, not a lot of people is talking about it. A very small number of religious bodies are talking about it. You know what I mean? Namely, the starting with the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone and brothers on down, right? But this thing is growing big and big in mainstream, right? And the so-called prophets of today, these some of these, these pastors, they are not talking about it. All they're talking about is the prosperity doctrine. They're talking about what's that thing, the where the Lord come and scoop them up, the before the destruction come. What's that called? Oh my God, I'm gonna see if I can remember it uh, as I go on. I think it started with an R. I think the brother, he did a lesson on it. Lower than the most I pretty would in my mind. No, it's started with an R. But yeah, so these pastors, and they are not you know telling the truth, about this device. They only speaking of matters of the heart. You know what I'm saying? They might even encourage people in these last days to take this device. You know what I'm saying? So what our people have to understand is that the craftiness that Esau used, Esau would make something useful. He would plan ahead. He would create a situation where a um, you need a certain thing, right? And he would set, you know, events in motion where you are put in a position where you have to use what he is bringing out. You know what I mean? He's very cunning. It's called the rap tier. That's what it is. Yeah. So they are talking about the rap tier. You know what I mean? All this the deceit of the heart. You know what I mean? That the Most High, doesn't give them these visions to speak on these things. You know what I mean? So just as like within the show, the enemy presented an army, to the so-called people on the right. You know what I'm saying? So this device would seem, to be a good thing. It would be miraculous as well. It will help people see. It will help people, to walk, so on and so forth. So even though these things may have these kind of benefits, we are to reject these things. You know what I'm saying? Next portion of scripture is in Job chapter 5. I'm going to read from verse 12. But these things, they wouldn't get far with it. He says he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Now when you go into that word, enterprise, it's pretty much our work, right? Abiding success, something that they plan on doing. Is a continual work. You know what I'm saying? He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the fraud is carried headlong. Let's go into that word fraud for better understanding. That's just pretty much adverse, twisted, twisted or adverse. Let me see if I find another definition for it. Right, show self unsavory wrestle struggle, right, twisted, you know what I'm saying? And let's go into that word headlong. It means to move quickly, to prepare quickly, to bring quickly. So why are they gonna try to bring this MOTB quickly? Because they know that their time is short, right? In the book of Revelation, 12 and 12, I think that's what it is. It says, "Therefore, ye heavens, and he that dwell in them, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time." So he's gonna move in haste, with his agenda, his perverse agenda, the MOTB, all these things that is involved, the wickedness with the minors, you know, all types of wickedness in marriages and stuff, open marriages, all these things is gonna come in his false religion, right? The Antichrist, which all these things is the Antichrist. The MOTB is not of our Lord. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna bring or try to bring these things into being very quickly, because he knew that he had but a short time. But finishing off in Job chapter 5 and 14, it says, they meet the darkness in the daytime and group in the noonday as in the night. So the Most High will have them, in darkness when they least expected, and to group, meaning that you see when your lights out, the current goes in your house, you're feeling around, you're touching the walls, you're trying to feel around to get an idea where things is grouping, right? So he's gonna have them, grouping with their agenda. They won't be able to see, or they won't be able to do anything. They'll be in a state of confusion. Why? Because they would be so close. They will come so close to having the enterprise filled, but then the Most High is gonna, he's gonna take it from them. So the thing is, like I said, you have to watch these shows that Esau is putting out with spiritual eyes, so as the wicked of that show, the Star Wars show, they created an army, right? So the righteous could use it unknown to them, that one day is going to be used against them. So this MOTB is going to have many benefits. It's going to have healing benefits, right? Communications, a vast number of technological advancements. But in the end, it would be used to destroy the wicked. So we ought not to take this device, and we are to trust in the Most High, not in man. Alright, so Lord, we end this quick episode was edifying. Alright, this is your brother Rai Banyamian. Until the next time, Shalom.